Of course, Dave Shoji in his 32nd year, 925 wins, 162 losses, and 4 national championships. So it comes down to USC and Hawaii. And what a statement the Pac-10 is making of the 16, the Sweet 16. 5 teams from the Pac-10 started out. And they have a chance to have 3 out of 4 teams in the Final Four. 3 out of 4. And in the last 5 years, the national champions have all come from the Pac-10.
That's why Mick Haley thinks that his team is so seasoned. Even though they're a youngish team, they're very seasoned because they played that tough Pac-10 schedule week in and week out.
The injury report sponsored by HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii. USC, Annie Montgomery is not 100%, probably will not play tonight. And for Hawaii, no new injuries reported. The officials tonight up on the pedestal, Berna Klubnikin. And on the floor, Bill Forrester.
We've seen Verna Klubnikin many, many times. In fact, she might have been there in 1982 when you and I last called USC and Hawaii in postseason play.
The last time that these two teams met in postseason play was at the Spanos Auditorium on the campus of the University of Pacific. It was for the national championship. Hawaii went down 0-2 and then came back to win the national championship in 1982. That is the last time that these two teams have met in the NCAA postseason. And there you see the series record. This is the 35th meeting overall. Hawaii leads the series 18-16. And so we begin.
See if Sarah Mason can keep the ball away from Sealhammer here.
Comes in with 63 aces. Sealhammer to Carrico. And Couture, that's blocked back immediately. A joust is won, that time by Gregory. They give it to Houston. Coming out, sets up Houston. Double block is up. Houston hits it off Sealhammer. Hawaii leads 1-0.
What an initial exchange. Gregory in on 2 quick blocks of Couture. And then Houston finishing with a hammer across court. Oh, my.
Mason to serve again, just underway. Gets it in. That ball dug up by Geisen. Carrico goes outside. Couture off the block. We're tied at 1. Couture is a real workhorse. They love to go to her. Best performance this year, 27 kills at Arizona State. She is all Pac-10, and that was her 542nd kill of the season. Serving to Sealhammer into the net. Service error number 1. So Gregory will go back to serve for Hawaii. Gregory just in back of that line. Sealhammer overpass. And that ball is hit, and Geisen is there. Ball is pushed over by Couture. And Couture with another kill, 2-2 early on.
So Juliana Sanders had a great chance to put it away. Instead, gives SC a chance to come back and get a kill.
Geisen serving again. Chased down by Kamanao. Ball is hit over by Houston. Houston hitting it over left-handed. That's a return. Houston finds it again. Number 2, blocked. And that is dug up by Lee. Ball is hit over by Mason. Dug up by Carrico. Sealhammer goes to Couture. And Couture able to split a very ill-formed double block. USC leading 3-2. Oh, this is going to be a battle tonight.
You know what somebody says Couture has gotten so far? She's got already 3 kills. She's gotten 5 sets.
Ball is served. Could have been an out ball. Dug up by Duggins. Lee gets it over, but out. So Hawaii having passing problems that time. Off that serve by Geisen. Jessica Geisen, 6'1" sophomore from Los Gatos, California. Honorable mention, Pac-10. Serves it again. The ball dug up by Geisen, and winning the joust is Copenhagen, Diane Copenhagen. So already USC with a 3-point lead early. And this crowd already impatient.
Copenhagen gets the second most sets. She's yet to get one yet, but she's a good one from the outside.
Geisen serving again. Coming out, back set, and the ball just pushed over by Sanders. Set in the air by Carrico. Hit over by Couture off Mason. Couture right now has toured that front line, and she is all but invincible.
She's really tough to stop. It's hard to imagine how big she is. At 6'4", long, lanky.
USC leads by 4. Mason to Kamana'o. Here's Houston. That's off the block. And that's dug up by Geisen. Carrico. Couture again. Wow. 7-2 USC. This crowd almost stunned into silence. Chor already with 5 kills. She came in needing 13 to tie the all-time USC kill record for season. Serving again is Geisen. Dug up by Duggins. Kamana'o to Mason. And there is Seelhammer. Seelhammer to Carrico. And that ball hit over by Copenhagen. Mason double hands it over. Step out move by Tennant. Whistle blows. Net violation. Hawaii 8-2 USC.
Violation that time on Houston, getting a little bit too aggressive at the net. I think she's frustrated she hasn't blocked the ball yet.
So far it's been domination for USC. They lead by 6 already. Geisen serving again. Dug up this time by Thurlby. That ball is blocked. Sanders is blocked. Good solo block that time by Copenhagen.
And Copenhagen already with 2 blocks. And Kochor with 5 kills and 6 tries.
Geisen continues to serve. Into the net that time. Hawaii really having passing problems. Thurlby mishandling.
What they're doing, they're serving what they call Area 5. That's where Duggins was. She wasn't handling it well, so now Thurlby's there. Thurlby's struggling with it.
Into the net, Geisen. That's the only thing that prevented her from going on a tremendous run. It is 10-3. USC, a controlling lead, 7 points. USC already in double figures. They have made short work in grabbing that lead here in the first game. Serving is coming out, dug up by Seelhammer. Carrico goes outside to Copenhagen, but there is Houston. Lee pops it in the air. Houston, her hit. That's in the air by Copenhagen. Carrico goes to Kochor. And the ball hit by Houston and blocked. Kochor.
Oh, what a dig by Jamie Lee here to keep the ball alive, giving it up and coming out high outside, only to have a well-formed USC block reject Hawaii.
It's 11-3 Southern California. Kochor serving. Dug up by Mason. Waiting. Coming out with short set. Sanders. But there is Seelhammer. Seelhammer couldn't get any loft. And the ball went off Kelly Tennant. Finally, the Wahine get a point. They trail by 7. 4 serving 11. Houston will go back to serve. Houston taps it across. Dug up by Geisen. Then Kochor. That's dug up by Houston. Overpass. Hit down by Copenhagen. Hawaii's passing has just been troublesome, to say the least.
Notice who SC set out of the back row that time. Asha again. 13 sets so far. 8 of them gone to Kochor so far.
Serving is Tennant. Dug up by Mason. Kamana'o to Kaufman, and she hit it out. Kaufman just into the game. Hawaii trying to rotate, trying to find somebody with consistency. They are down 13-4 in game 1. Serving is Tennant for Southern California. Gets it over, dug up by Houston. Kamana'o to Sanders. She pounds it off the block. That'll be returned. Carrico goes outside to Copenhagen, and Copenhagen hits it off Kaufman. It's 14-4 USC. They lead by 10.
This is just a great shot by Copenhagen, just powering it through Kaufman's arms. Again, this USC team very big, very intimidating, very strong.
Bennett serving again. Lee shanks it. An ace. Things have gone horribly wrong for Hawaii through the first half of this first game.
You would think that the home team would be the one to be more relaxed. Instead, they're playing a little more tense.
Bennett serving again. Lee, almost an overpass. Hit over by Kaufman, advantage USC. Carrico goes outside Copenhagen. That's blocked back, saved by Tennant. Chased down by Carrico. Copenhagen again. Then Mason is there. Kamana'o to Sanders. Sanders finally hitting it down the middle. Got that ball past Bethany Johansson in the middle. Johansson just into the game for the women of Troy. Hawaii serves. Carrico step out to Johansson. That's blocked back by Mason. Seelhammer goes to the other side to Copenhagen. Chased down by Lee. Kamana'o goes to Mason. Mason gets it down. Hawaii desperately trying to come back here. But they have a real uphill battle.
Credit Jamie Lee for keeping that ball in play and allowing Hawaii a transition attempt. Mason getting hard on that one.
Ball chased down by Carrico, hit over by Copenhagen, popped in the air by Houston to Mason. Houston behind the 3-meter line and just taps it over, and right there was Johansson. And Johansson just ate that up, tapped it down. USC back out to a 10-point lead in this first game. Copenhagen to serve. Houston to Kamana'o. Here's Kaufman off the block, but there is Kachor. Chased down by Geisen, hit over by Seelhammer. Houston to Kamana'o, outside Kaufman, and she hits it off Seelhammer. So Kaufman, instead of going cross-court, went down the line and found success that time.
I like that shot that time by Kaufman. She looks a little more relaxed. I remember the freshman who unredshirted midway through the year due to injuries is still coming into her own.
Kaufman serving. Dug up by Geisen, waiting for it. Carrico outside to Geisen, goes cross-court, whistle blows.
Time to net on Kamana'o.
So Kamana'o in the net. That is the second net violation on Hawaii.
You know, you and I were in Long Beach last weekend. How many times have we seen net violations by
Very
her?
few. Very few.
Count them on one hand. Already, I think they've matched that so far.
Carrico left hands it over and serves it wide. That's a point for Hawaii. It is 17-8 USC. Hawaii to serve. Mason. Crowd quiets. Mason gets it over. That ball dug up by Seelhammer. Carrico sets up Geisen. She pushes it over. Duggins coming out. Here's Houston. Little roll shot. But there is Carrico. Chase down Johansson. Called for the double hit. That's a point for Hawaii. 17 for USC. 9 for the Rainbow Wahine. Dave Shoji off the bench. Repositioning his players in that front row. And serving will be Mason. Mason taps it over. That ball dug up by Geisen. Carrico goes outside to Couture. Lee with a great diving dig. Seelhammer to Geisen. That rolls off the block, but Mason is there. Coming out to Houston. Seelhammer hits it over. Houston. Overpass. There's Seelhammer. Couture blocked back. Chased down by Copenhagen. Getting the ball across is Geisen. Mason coming out. Houston just gets it in.
Oh, what a great rally. Both sides scrambling for the ball. Hawaii converting in transition there with Houston hitting a rare down the line shot. She loves it, that cross-court angle. That time she went line, looked good.
Mason to serve. 10 serving 17. Copenhagen. Carrico. Couture. Off Lee. Chased down by Duggan. She can't get there in time.
Well, you notice how the ball is coming at different angles. And you've got Couture in there hitting the ball at 6'4". She goes over blocks and around blocks with a little bit more ease than most attackers.
Deborah Seelhammer, 5'5" senior from Ponce, Puerto Rico, serving. Dug up by Mason. Kamana'o goes to Houston. She's able to power it through the block of Tennant and Couture. So Sanders trots onto the court in the front row along with Houston and along with Kamana'o. And serving will be Gregory. Hawaii trailing by 7. 11 serving 18. Seelhammer to Carrico. And Couture is blocked. And blocked by Kamana'o.
The biggest person on the floor just got blocked by the littlest person on the floor. How about that?
Couture at 6'4". And Kamana'o at 5'8". Serving again is Gregory. Dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico near the antenna. That's 4 hits. They didn't get it over. Hawaii starting to creep back in it. They have taken a 10-point lead, and they have cut it in half. And the first standing ovation from this capacity crowd. 13 for USC, 13 for Hawaii. USC's biggest lead has been 10. Now that lead is down to 5, and Gregory taps it across. Seelhammer. Carrico outside, and it's Couture, and she hits it wide. She was intimidated by that block.
Do you think she avoided Kamana'o just then?
That could have been. Kamana'o was able to return it the last time they hooked up.
Wow, how about that?
Hawaii trailing by 4. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico, Couture, and then Gregory gets a hand on it from almost a kneeling position, and the ball goes out. So USC reestablishes. They lead 19-14 here in this first game. Serving will be Jessica Geisen from Los Gatos, California. Popped up by Mason. Coming out, chases it down. Houston pushes it over a left-handed. Advantage now for USC, and a bad set that time. Bad set by Sealhammer. Couture ran into the antenna, couldn't do anything with it. Away, back to a 4-point deficit. And coming out comes up the serve. We are in game one. Coming out, taps it across. Sealhammer, Carrico, Couture, big hit, rolling dig by Lee. Coming out, hit over by Mason.
There is a play of the night so far. Jamie Lee digging Couture head on. Looking eyeball to eyeball and popping that thing up. Look at this. Look at Jamie Lee. Look at the beautiful roll to keep the ball on her own side of the court. And Mason finishing with a nice little roll shot.
Unbelievable dig by Lee. 16 serving 19. Hawaii is back. Serving it is Kamana'o. Dug up by Sealhammer. Carrico, Couture. And Couture at 6'4" rises and puts the ball down. They're at that second plateau. They lead at 20-16. But Hawaii has come from almost embarrassment here in this first game to challenge. They trail by 4. Couture will go back to serve for Southern California. Gets it over, and that's off Houston. Excellent serve. That ball just cleared the tape and then died.
That's her 37th ace of the year. She's their #1 server in aces. And as you said, #1 all time in kills.
Couture serves again, dug up by Houston, chased down by Kamana'o. Here's Mason behind the 3-meter line. Sealhammer sets up Carrico, Couture, and that's blocked. One-on-one block, Sanders. Sanders putting it to the floor.
And Couture showing that she's human. She does not have that magical superwoman cape on. She's actually made 3 errors thus far in her 17 tries.
17 serving 21, Houston serving. Carrico outside, Copenhagen. That goes off Houston, chased down by Lee. Keeps it alive, getting the ball across is Mason. Advantage now USC. Sealhammer, Carrico, step out, Tennant. That's blocked. Right there is Kaufman. The hit over by Mason, however, is blocked. Blocked by Carrico. Tennant also up. 22-17. Hawaii desperately trying to play catch-up here.
And USC giving Hawaii a little bit of their own block party medicine. SC up 4-2 in blocks right now.
Tennant serving. Houston bumps it to Kamana'o, put over by Sanders, but that's right there to Couture, to Carrico. And that was just like spoon-feeding USC that time on that hit by Sanders. 23 for USC, 17 for Hawaii here in this first game.
Well, that shot by Carrico was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? She's left-handed. She's a freshman. She normally sets high and wide to the outside, just like she did when she made high school All-American, setting Alex Kleinman, the #1 recruit in the country, this past season. Well, this time she's setting high and wide to a gal named Aja Couture all the time. But you know what? Every once in a while, she becomes aggressive at the net and uses that southpaw hand of hers to rip one down, just like she did. That's why she made, I think, Freshman of the Year in the Pac-10.
Carrico, only a freshman. She's from Manhattan Beach, California. Best performance of the year, as you see, Nebraska eliminating San Diego. I mean, really dominating San Diego. That's the University of San Diego, not to be confused with San Diego State. And look at this. Minnesota eliminates Florida on Florida's home floor. Penn State easy over Purdue. 2 Big Ten teams going at each other. Washington, Ohio State, Washington out of the Pac-10, the 6th seed. They eliminated Wisconsin.
So the tournament going true to form right now. 15 of the 16 seeds made it to the Sweet 16. There you see Stanford beating Cal 3 straight, the 3 tough games, and UCLA winning. So all the higher seeds winning tonight in the 8 games, all the higher seeds have won thus far. Hawaii's hoping to change that, though, don't you think?
Could be. Could be. Serving is Tennant, dug up by Lee. And Sanders is blocked easily that time by Johansson. Hawaii's passing comes back to bite them again.
Johansson, a 5'8" high jumper in high school. That time, not only jumps high, but she reaches high.
24-17 USC. Lee to Kamana'o. Crowd quiets Mason. That's off the block into the back row. Tennant chased down by Carrico. Hit over by Copenhagen. She pounds it off the block, pounds it off Kaufman. 25-17 USC running away again. Hawaii was able to close a 10-point lead and get it to 3. But now slippage has occurred. Racine Wolford comes in, number 15, into the back row for Hawaii. Serving is Tennant. Gets it across Mason to Kamana'o. Here's Mason. That's off the block and out. That went off Carrico. So Mason with a kill, 25-18. Seelhammer comes back as the libero in that back row. And towering over everybody is Kachor. Here's Johansson, hits it out. That's another point for Hawaii, 25-19.
I'm just about to say USC's played almost flawlessly. They've only hit a couple of balls out. They played pretty error-free volleyball for the most part.
Serving will be Lee. That ball is dug up. Carrico goes to the outside to Copenhagen. And that goes off Hawaii and then out. 26-19. USC has led from the outset, except the first point. Serving again is Copenhagen, chased down by Kamana'o. Mason gets it across. Seelhammer, Carrico with that quick left-handed dump shot. That's handled by Kamana'o, and the ball is hit over by Kaufman. Kaufman able to ricochet it off the double block.
Oh, and how about the pretty bump set by the middle blocker, Carrie Gregory. That was a nice play by Gregory that time. Probably a good idea. She didn't use her hands either. They're kind of taped up. She might have had a double hit there.
Kaufman serving. Serves it out. Not good. 27 for USC, 20 for Hawaii.
The only thing good about it was served away from Seelhammer, who's passed about 90% of the ball so far, and every time just about perfectly. Kaufman was trying to avoid her.
Didn't make any difference. Still went out. And that ball on the step out by Gregory off the block. So it's 27-21. USC leading by 6. Houston comes into the game for Hawaii. Takes up her place in that front row with Kamana'o and Gregory, and serving will be Mason. Mason gets it across. Here's Carrico setting up Johansson, off Lee, off Gregory, hit over by Kaufman, and that one off Carrico.
Oh, Mick Haley not happy. His team wasn't ready. He said, he went to one of the players, hey, be ready. Quick play, quick hands by Hawaii. Nice set by Gregory.
27-22 USC. Serving for Hawaii is Mason. Just off the taken in. 64th ace of this season. Timeout has been called by the women of Troy.
And Asen Mason stays true to her name.
20,
yet another ace.
But Hawaii has closed it to within 4. But they are running out of opportunity here. USC leading 27-23. And we have seen Hawaii having trouble with their passing, adjusting well, blocking well. All of a sudden they start to play catch-up, only to have USC inchworm away again.
Let's take a look at some of the NCAA brackets that are going on around the country, matches that have already been played, and how this tournament's shaping up. The Gainesville and Honolulu brackets are going to match up. The winner of this tournament will play the winner of the Gainesville tournament. Nebraska beating San Diego, Minnesota beating Florida. So Nebraska and Minnesota will be meeting tomorrow night. And UCLA, of course, will play the winner of this match. And those two winners will play each other as part of the final 4 teams, the NCAA semifinals in Omaha, Nebraska next week. On the other side, already set up, Penn State's playing Washington tomorrow night. That should be, I think, one of the best matchups in the tournament. I think Stanford will beat Texas, but the Penn State-Washington is very interesting. The defending national champion against Russ Rose and the Penn State Nittany Lions, with what some people call the best recruiting class in the country. He got the Player of the Year, the gal named Beth Hodge. And so that should be one heck of a matchup.
27 for Southern California, 23 for Hawaii. Serving will be Mason, always twirling that ball as you look at Kamana'o. Mason runs up, jump floats it over, dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico setting up Dyson, but Lee is there. Here's Houston. That ball dug up by Seelhammer. Carrico back set, Couture, and that's blocked by Houston. Couture went over. Thought she had cross court. She didn't. And Hawaii is close to within 3 again.
What a move by Houston with her right hand to drop it into the seam and take Couture's angle away.
Serving again is Mason. Copenhagen to Carico. Couture with a little touch. Couture gets up there. I mean, she skyscrapes above everybody and has a long look.
She does, doesn't she? Like she could see the whole court there like nobody else could.
28-24, USC closing in on this first game. Serving will be Seelhammer. Seelhammer to Mason. Here's Kamana'o, goes outside. Houston double block is up, and that goes off the double block into the antenna. So that's a kill for Houston. It's 28-25. Hawaii back to a 3-point deficit. And Gregory to serve. Gregory taps it over. Copenhagen, Carico, Couture, Mason to Kamana'o. Houston again. Couture is there. Carico sets up Copenhagen. That's dug up by Duggins. Kamana'o to Houston. That's blocked back, but Duggins is there. Kamana'o this time tries Mason. That's blocked back, but Gregory is there. Kamana'o to Sanders. Sanders hits it off the block. Hit it off Bennett. And the ball went out. It's 28-26.
Hawaii tried just about everything that time. Tried Houston twice on the outside, tried the back row, and finally finished with a quick step in the middle.
Big serve right here. Gregory gets it in. Dug up by Copenhagen. Carico to Couture. Off the block, but there is Gregory chased down by Sanders. Houston gets it over and in. And all of a sudden, USC was frozen there. They expected something much quicker. Houston just deposited the ball. Hawaii trails by 1. Can you believe it?
What a comeback.
Another huge serve. 27 serving 28. Gregory gets it in. Copenhagen to Carico. Couture pounds off the block. Ball is put down. Houston saves it. Couture saves. Ball is pumped in the air again. Finally, Seelhammer gets it across. Kamana'o to Houston. Blocked out. We're tied. We're tied at 28.
What is going on? In case you just tuned in, folks, you see this crowd going crazy. It's because Hawaii was all but out of it. They were down by 10 early in this game.
Serving is Gregory. We're tied at 28. Seelhammer, Carico, Geisen hits it. And that ball went off Houston. 29-28 USC. So Hawaii must play perfect volleyball now. They're trying to encourage each other. The crowd trying to encourage the team. Kaufman chased down by Lee, getting the ball across. Kamana'o. Couture. Outside it goes to Copenhagen. Off Mason. USC wins the first game 30-28. What a struggle. What a struggle. Hawaii saved their reputation. Hawaii saved their motivation before this home crowd, only to lose it by 2. 1-0 USC in this match. Struggle. You come all the way back and you fall just short.
I think that in the beginning their confidence was absolutely shaken. No question about it. This place was, you can hear a pin drop in here. But then once they got on a roll, it was bedlam. So I think their confidence is back regardless of the fact that they lost by 2.
From local to long distance wireless to internet, Hawaiian Telecom has solutions for all your communications needs. Seelhammer to Duggins. Lee sets up Mason. That's in.
Oh, what a play by Mason. Nice back bump set by Jamie Lee. Again, though, hesitancy in Hawaii's passing pattern that time. Duggins and Lee not sure who was taking that ball. There should not be that kind of hesitancy.
5 kills, as you see, for Sarah Mason. Mason will serve for Hawaii. Into the net. Tried to go cross court. Didn't have enough on it. So we are tied at 1 here in the second game.
Another significant statistic we did not tell you about. Aja Couture, 9 kills. She usually averages about 5.
Gregory with a step out. That'll be returned. And a little confusion. Seelhammer gets it across. Gregory, Kamana'o. Here's Houston. That's blocked. But it goes out, and that's a point for Hawaii. Block was there, but so was Houston. And it's just the power of Houston that time yielding the point. So serving will be Gregory, Sealhammer, Carico, and a great block that time. Sanders and Kamana'o blocking Copenhagen.
Well, watch a little move. Kamana'o makes a little slide move into the middle to set up the post block there. Sanders just had to close on her, and it was perfectly formed.
Hawaii leading 3-1 here in the second game. Serving again is Gregory. That ball is dug up, chased down by Carico, and that is hit over by Geisen. Kamana'o setting up Mason, but there's Sealhammer. Hawaii with the advantage, overpass by Duggan. And right there was Copenhagen and Tennant.
You know, the ironic thing about that is when you get a free ball play like that, it's not necessary to have to get it all the way up to net. The 4 or 5 foot line is just fine. You can still run and set 3 different people.
Hawaii leading 3-2. Kachor serving. Mason, Kamana'o. Here's Houston. That's off the block. Chased down by Kachor. An overpass, and Houston left hands it over.
So if you can't get it done with her right, the 2-time Alabama High School Player of the Year will get it done with her left.
8 kills now for Houston. Kamana'o, the senior, 3-time All-America, serving. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Copenhagen gets it across. Lee is there. Houston will set up Mason. Mason will have that ball returned. Ball is hit over by Copenhagen, dug up by Mason. Near the net is Sanders. Houston gets it across. Rally continues. Outside it goes to Copenhagen, but there's Lee. Kamana'o back to the middle. Mason behind the 3-meter line, roll shot. Carico is there. Then Tennant. Ball is hit over by Copenhagen. Kamana'o to Lee. Pops it up for Houston. Double block is up. Houston goes cross court and gets it in.
A little extra elevation that time by Jamie Houston. This is becoming the Kachor-Houston kilophon. Look at this nice back bump set. Shuffling back, Jamie Lee, and then Houston going high, over, and down.
Hawaii leading 5-2 in the second game. Kamana'o knuckleballs it over. Carico sets up Copenhagen. There's Kamana'o. Lee bumps it to Mason. Roll shot, Sealhammer. Carico hits it just in. A good dink shot that time by Carico. Carico left-handed it over. And that ball had enough loft just to get over the defense and down.
Don't see many setters do that. That's a dangerous play because you're bringing the back line into play. So it was a really pretty savvy, courageous shot that time by Carico.
Tennant serving for USC, dug up by Houston. Here's Kamana'o. Outside it goes to Kaufman, and she hits it long. USC coming right back. They trail by 1.
I like the set. Kaufman had a one-on-one. She can't ask for much more than that. Now she's just got to find the court.
Tennant serves it again. Line drives it to Mason. Kamana'o goes outside. Houston double block. That's off the double block. And Copenhagen is there. Carico to Mason. Ball is hit over by Sanders. And Sanders able to twirl it by Johansson and get it into the back row where it was not handled by Geisen. So Hawaii leads by 2.
This is the part of the game Hawaii's got to crank up, in my opinion, is attacking the middles. That's not the strongest part of SC's lineup, in my opinion.
Houston with that jump float. Carico goes outside. Copenhagen is blocked back. Saved by Kachor. Getting the ball across is Johansson. Kamana'o to Sanders. Sanders didn't hit that well at all. But it had enough on it. It had the direction and the length and the effectiveness. Hawaii leading by 3. So Houston will go back to serve again. 7 serving 4. Houston serves. That ball dug up by Geisen. Outside it goes to Kachor. And that goes off Lee. Wait a minute. We have a whistle blow.
Net violation on Mason.
Boy, that's the 3rd one tonight for Hawaii. Another net violation. And serving is Copenhagen. 5 serving 7. Here's Mason. Mason hits it down the line and hits that off Copenhagen.
Right
so
now,
Hawaii back out to a 3-point lead.
Right now, Hawaii's outside is getting the job done. Houston, 9 kills, 2 errors. Mason, 6 kills, 1 error.
Serving will be Lee, and she has served very well of late. Gets it in. Geisen, Carico, and Geisen. Geisen able to power that between Kaufman and also Gregory. So a 2-point difference, 6 serving 8. Carico, the freshman, will go back to serve for USC. Houston bumps it to Kamana'o. Here's Mason. Mason, oh, great dig by Geisen, and a double hit called on Sealhammer. She can't believe it.
It was a second contact, in my opinion, not even close. It was definitely a thrown ball or a double contacted ball.
Hawaii leading by 3, 9-6 in the second game. Duggan serves. Copenhagen, Carrico. Ball is pushed over by Kachor.
Just got a little bit of Kanoe Kamanau's hand.
Just a little bit. That was enough. Another kill for Kachor. She is now in double figures, I believe. Yes, she has 10. Duggins, Kamanao. Gregory with the step out. Gregory gets that ball off Copenhagen in the back row. And Hawaii reestablishes a 3-point lead.
Now, last week, Gregory had about a dozen family and friends come down from Las Vegas. You know what? I think the same dozen are in this arena tonight. They all got tickets and want to come over.
Mason to serve. Mason out of Hilo. Serves it to Geisen. Sealhammer. Geisen gets it across. There's Duggins. Kamanao sets up Mason. Mason hits it in.
Nice set by Kamanao to the pipe out of the back row with Mason.
So Mason to serve again. Sarah Mason. Gets it over. That's dug up by Geisen. Outside it goes to Kachor. That's blocked back. Saved by Copenhagen. And it goes outside to Geisen. And Geisen able to get it by Lee. And Mason in the back row. That's a point for USC. So USC trailing by 3. Geisen will go back to serve. Dink doesn't work, or does it? Net violation, USA. Dink shot by Kamanao.
I think the violation of time was on Tennant. McKaylee's saying, I think it was on Kamanao on her follow-through.
Serving will be Gregory. Gregory taps it across. Sealhammer. Carrico. Kachor. Dug up by Mason. And single-handed over by Houston. Advantage USC. Copenhagen off the block. There's Mason. Kamanao goes outside. Houston.
Jamie Houston starting to feel it. She wants every set right now. Houston with 10 kills.
Biggest lead for Hawaii in game 2. They lead 13-8. Timeout, USC.
Hawaii in game number 2, 12 kills, winner. They're hitting .524, a couple hundred points above their season average. Meantime, USC, a mere .250. That's part of the game.
Capacity crowd here at the stand, Charlotte Center. Hawaii leading 13-8 in that second game. Serving is Gregory. That ball dug up by Geisen. Carrico, and then Kachor gets blocked by Houston. 14-8. Hawaii up by 6.
That's a good matchup over there for Hawaii to have Houston on Kachor, their best attacker.
Hawaii losing the first game to USC, 30-28. Valiant effort to get back in it. Gregory serves again. Sealhammer, Carrico, Kachor with just a little roll shot. Houston is there. Sanders is blocked back. Duggins to Kamanao. Setting up Mason. Roll shot. That is dug up by Kachor. And then Carrico getting the ball across is Copenhagen. Duggins, Kamanao outside Houston. But Copenhagen with the save. They joust at the net. With it is Gregory. Gregory with the bump to Mason. And let's see. Point for USC. We have a violation on Hawaii.
Yeah, Mason stepped just barely on the 3-meter line in her back row attack attempt. No part of your shoe at all or your body can be touching inside that 3-meter line.
Kachor will serve for USC. Lee to Kamanao. Mason. Mason handled that double block. That double block in the middle was well formed. Copenhagen and Tennant. Mason was undeterred.
It was. They knew it was coming. And Sarah's done a nice job of mixing up her roll shot with her attack. And I think USC's defense just hasn't quite gotten in the groove of how to dig her right now.
Hawaii leading 15-9 here in the second game. Serving is Kamanao. Carrico goes outside to Tennant. Tennant rolls it by Sanders in the front row for the point.
You won't see the USC middles getting that many attempts. That's only the 4th attempt for Tennant tonight. And Johansson's only got 7 attempts.
Serving is Tennant. Penn serving 15. That ball dug up by Mason. Kamanau goes outside to Houston. Houston able again to split the block. The power through. Johansson and Carrico that time. Hawaii back out to a 6-point lead here in the second game. And serving will be Houston. Houston runs up, jump float into that back row. Geisen overpass. They joust at the net. Saved by Kaufman. Kamanau goes outside to Mason. That ball is dug up by Geisen. Carrico to Copenhagen. Lee is there waiting for it. Kamanau sets up Mason. That's off the block.
Oh, great high hands hit by Sarah Mason. She saw the block well formed and just swung for the fingertips. Anything else, she would have been stuffed.
Hawaii up by 7. That's a controlling lead. Serving is Houston. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico goes to Couture. Or excuse me, goes to Johansson. I believe it was Johansson, yes. And Johansson able to hit it off the block. The ball went out. 6-point difference. Serving is Copenhagen. Houston coming out. Here's Mason. That's blocked out. Johansson was up on that block along with Carrico.
I think Mason saw Carrico up there. She's the smallest USC blocker. I think she was trying to pick on her a little bit there.
Carrico, the smallest, at 5'11". That ball is dug up. Carrico goes back set to Johansson, and Johansson with a tough angle, able to get it in front of the double block by Hawaii and then down. This is, by the way, not Terraflex. This is Sport Court. So the NCAA brought in this surface. So when they say Hawaii's playing on their home court, actually they're not. Houston.
That's a good point. There's Sport Court at every single site.
That step-out move by Kaufman was read early, and Kaufman was rejected. There you see the block.
Geisen, a great player, Fab 50 player. Been injured the last couple of years, just now getting healthy this year.
Kamanau goes outside to Mason, bounces it off the block. Mason is becoming unafraid. Mason all of a sudden is getting confidence, an infusion of confidence. Hawaii back out to a 6-point lead, 19-13. And Mason with 12 kills in this match so far. Duggins will serve. Taps it across. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico goes outside to Couture. There's Mason. Gets it back from Kamanau. Mason right down the line.
Oh my goodness, what a play. Great dig in the back. Kamanau had to scramble to get to the ball. There she is, 15-foot line, puts it right on the money, and Mason just drills it down the line. Hawaii
again leading by 7. Duggins serving again. That ball dug up by Geisen. Geisen hits it. Now it goes off Lee. That could have been an out ball.
And not only does
that ball showed up so quickly.
Not only does USC have Couture, an outstanding international player, they got Geisen too. In 2001, the national high school player of the year, like Barboza is at Stanford.
Serving is Seelhammer. Duggins, Kamanau, Gregory. Double hands it over. Big advantage now for USC. And the ball is hit over and down by Tennant. Off that very short set by Carrico.
Smart play by Carrico to go to the one-on-one situation on a mixed-up Hawaii block that time.
Seelhammer serves down the line. Duggins to Kamanau. She goes outside to Mason, and Mason again. Mason and that block by Couture. And also Tennant. No problem for Mason. Mason now with 14 kills in this match. So Sarah Mason goes back. All of those games, all of those years, all of that competition comes down to tonight and now. Serving is Mason. Dug up by Geisen. Double-handed over by Couture. Hawaii having some trouble, but they go to Houston, and she rolls it off the tape and down. Hawaii leading 22-15.
As much as everything went wrong in the early parts of Game 1, everything's going right now for Hawaii.
Mason to serve again. Mason. And a foot fault?
Yep.
Foot fault on Mason. That's a rarity.
Well, she's used to the Terraflex being there. It's a different white line, I guess.
22-16, Hawaii leads. Ball is dug up by Duggins, hit over by Gregory, and that ball goes off Copenhagen. 23-16. Hawaii back out to a 7-point lead here in game 2. Hawaii attempting to even this match at 1 game apiece.
Good lines calls, by the way. The 2 lines judges do a terrific job of being alert on all those touches.
Serving again is Gregory, dug up by Seelhammer, overpass, and hit down by Houston.
There's a rarity. An overpass by Seelhammer. And boy, did Houston make her pay.
Hawaii trailed by 10 in game 1. They lead by 8 in game 2. USC calls another timeout.
Mason with 14 kills, Houston with 13 kills. But I'll tell you, I really think Sanders and Gregory got to get involved in the middle if Hawaii's going to win this match.
Gregory taps it across, dug up by Kachor. Kachor hits it, and that goes off Mason. Kachor, you could see that USC, when in doubt, they will go to the 6'4" Kachor. Kachor out of Wrocław, Poland.
And out of their 80 attempts so far, Kachor has hit 30 of them.
Well, you see what she did in the first game and then in the second game. Lee to Kamana'o. Outside it goes to Houston. That ball is dug up in the back row by Geisen, chased down by Duggins, and winning the joust that time was Copenhagen. So it's 24-18. Hawaii leading by 6.
I'm surprised Kamana'o didn't go up and tap that one down. That overpass was right in her wheelhouse. She could have smashed it, I think.
Kachor to serve for USC.
Father Dow cheering on right there.
Into the net. Service error. The crowd will take, he'll take credit for that.
Oh, they love being the 7th person, don't you think, here in the Stanley?
Oh, they do, they do. What a crowd tonight. Serving will be Kamana'o. 25-18 here in the second game. Kamana'o knuckleballs it over. That ball is dug up by Geisen to go outside. And hitting the ball over that time was Caitlin Bishop, just into the game. Bishop, number 6'2" junior from Terre Haute, Indiana.
Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year back in 2003, a fab 5th year. 3 years in the youth national team. She's a player.
19 serving 25. Mason near the net. The ball is hit over by Sanders. That'll be returned. They go outside, and the Copenhagen is blocked back. And then Carrico is blocked back. They go to Carrico again. That's off Sanders, and the ball goes out. So USC trying to make a run here. They have gotten to the second plateau. It's 25-20. Hawaii's biggest lead here in this game has been 8. Now USC trying to make a statement.
And watch for Dave Shoji to call a timeout. He's got 2 left. Nick Haley has none.
Bishop serving. Houston to Kamana'o back set. Kaufman with a step out, and it works. She's able to whistle it by the ear of Copenhagen and down.
She's the other one, in my opinion, that's got to get on track. The right side has got to have some action in order to free up Houston and Mason. They cannot carry the whole load by themselves. Racine
Wolford out of Pearl City, and Iolani will come on to serve in place of Houston for Hawaii. 26-20. Wolford gets it across. That ball is shanked. Shanked to the side by Allie Dillon just into the game. There's Lee coming out. Sanders! Sanders finally getting the contact and the big hit. 27-20. Hawaii leading. Serving again will be Wolford. Gets it across. That ball again is dug up by Dillon. Carrico goes outside. Copenhagen hits it long. Hawaii leading 28-20 over USC here in the second game. And Kachor, who was off the bench to take a rest, with Dillon coming in for now, is going back in the back row. Who do you think they'll set this time? Kachor out of the back? Ball is pushed over by Carrico. Carrico seeing that the back row was empty for Hawaii, and she just deposited the ball there. That's the third time she's gone for that area. Hawaii might want to change their minds in their defense when Carrico gets tight sets. 28-21, Hawaii leading. Serving is Copenhagen. Ball is just pushed over that time by Sanders. And big block by Sanders. Seemed that Sanders was just setting him up. Oh, Juliana Sanders, she has the biggest smile on her face when she blocks the ball. There's nobody happier right now than that young lady right there. 6 kills, 5 blocks. Aloha ball in game 2. Lee gets it over. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. They go to the outside, and Dyson is blocked back and down. Great block Gregory was there, and this match, this all-important match, this match of the year with so much at stake is now even at 1 game apiece.
We move ahead to Game 4. USC now leads the match 2-1.
So we begin Game 4. Hawaii wants to take it to a 5th game and then use this crowd as an advantage. A sellout crowd here at the Stan Sheriff Center. Glad to have you along wherever you may be throughout the magnificent Hawaiian Islands. We begin Game 4. Serving is Copenhagen. Here's Mason. Yes, Mason starts it all.
We just got through bragging about her, and she's living up to those bragging rights. I'm telling you, 20 kills for Sarah Mason.
So Kaufman will go back to serve. Gets it in. That's dug up by Sealhammer. Carrico goes to Geisen, dug up by Houston. Gregory getting the ball across his lee. Advantage USC. Carrico back set. The ball is pushed over and down by Johansson. So Duggins will come into the back row replacing Kaufman. And serving will be Carrico. Gets it across for USC. Mason coming out. No look. Over shoulder dump shot.
In the very few opening moments of this match, coming out trying to dump shot, got stuffed. It's taken till Game 4 for her to try one again. That one, it worked.
So here's Mason. Mason to serve. Hawaii leading 2-1 early in the 4th game. That ball is shanked but saved by Sealhammer. Getting the ball across is Copenhagen. Here's coming out. Back set Gregory. Gregory able to steer it around the double block. Able to steer it around Geisen. Hawaii leading by 2.
First time this team has had to play with their backs to the wall in a long, long time. 15 straight matches they've won, most convincingly.
Here's Mason. Again serving. That ball dug up by Copenhagen. Overpass. And let's see. Point for Hawaii.
Back row blocker by Carrico. Point for Hawaii. Carrico wants to know, did the ball break the plane, or was it all on my side of the net? If it's all on her side of the net, then it's an illegal block by Houston.
That's exactly what she asked, and Verna Kubnikin says no. It was a point for Hawaii. Serving is Mason yet another time. And they will go to, who else? Kachor. Aja
Kachor, Polish national team, 2000 to 2004. Came to America, played at the University of Southern Idaho, and wins JC Player of the Year.
Duggins shanked that serve by Sealhammer. And USC trailing by 1. This crowd knows that Hawaii cannot afford slippage. Cannot afford to play chase master in this 4th game. Duggins coming out, cross court, Houston. And Houston is blocked. Kachor was there along with Bishop, and we are tied at 4.
Had Houston chosen to go cross court, I think she would have had a chance. Instead, she went right in the meat of the block, right at the 6'4" Kachor.
Sealhammer again serving. Serves it deep, serves it out. That's a point for Hawaii. Hawaii leading 5-4 in this 4th game. So Sanders comes into the front row along with Houston, along with Kamana'o. And serving will be Gregory. And as always, Gregory comes right up to that back line. Gets it across. They set up Kachor. There's Mason to Kamana'o. Here's Houston, and Houston gets it into the net.
You know, she was trying to avoid making the same mistake she did last time. She didn't want to go into Kachor that time, but she tried to take a little bit too much off it.
So we're tied at 5. Serving is Geisen. Here is Sanders. Sanders missed time on that set. Sanders just didn't get a good swing at that, and they were just waiting for it. Copenhagen. Kachor, Bishop, and Copenhagen across that front row for USC. 6'5" USC. There's Sanders. Sealhammer is there. Ball goes outside to Copenhagen, and that was an out ball, and it went off Mason. 7 for USC, 5 for Hawaii here in this 4th game.
Also a net violation on Kamana'o. Fans getting restless here.
Here's Mason guiding it to Kamana'o. Houston Houston, just with the right angle that time, deposits that ball in front of Seelhammer.
That was the proper angle she should have taken on her very first shot. Go over the middle blocker or inside, but don't even challenge Couture on the outside.
Serving will be coming out with 6 serving 7 in the 4th game. All or nothing for Hawaii here in game number 4. Serving is Copenhagen, popped in the air by Houston. Waiting for it is coming out, back to Houston, double block is up, and Houston does it again. Puts it down in front of Seelhammer.
Well, the dangerous thing about playing against USC is that once you get past their big block, guess what you got to do? Go against the lady like that, Seelhammer, who gets 41 digs almost regularly.
We are tied at 7. Coming out, serves it again. A ball near the net. Carrico to Copenhagen. Dug up by Lee. Mason to Houston. She rolls it over. Geisen, Carrico, and Couture hits it off that double block. First Sanders and then Houston.
What a dig by Jamie Lee. She just makes play after play. This time knocks her down, and here's the end where Houston tries to get the stuff block and cannot put it down.
Couture to serve for Southern California. 8 serving 7. Gets it, not across. Hit the tape, didn't go over. So we are tied at 8. Every point, every pass, every kill shot, important here. Every set. Serving will be Houston. Houston to Seelhammer. Carrico, step out move, Bishop, and Bishop able to hit it off Mason and then get it down in front of Kaufman. Nine for USC, 8 for Hawaii. And serving will be Bishop. Just taps it across. Houston guides it to Kamana'o to Sanders. And that ball dug up by Bishop. Then blocked back that time by Mason. And that goes off Houston after being hit by Copenhagen. Copenhagen has been very prolific in this game. They have used her time and time again. 13 kills for Copenhagen. She's actually had 40 swings to Couture's 43. So the two of them are becoming the Mason Houston of their team. Serving again is Bishop. Lead near the net. Kamana'o out to Mason. And Mason is blocked easily that time. 11-8. Hawaii calls a timeout. They don't want to slip anymore. They are down by 3 in a do-or-die game. 11-8 USC here in the 4th game. And serving is Bishop. Line drives it to Mason. Pops it up, chased down by Kamana'o. Back to Mason, double block is up. Hits that off Bishop, rather Geisen in the back row. And getting the ball across is Copenhagen. Outside it goes to Mason, off the block. Hawaii now with a 2-point deficit here in the 4th game. Good exchange that time. And Mason very patient, just kept banging away, not trying to hit it straight down, just hitting high hands or hitting seam. Serving is Lee. Outside it goes to, that time, Johansson. That'll be returned. There's Gregory. Kamana'o, outside it goes to Mason. Roll shot. Boy, that played right into the hands of Couture. Ball is hit over by Copenhagen and then off Houston. Not a good hit that time by Mason, because that was another spoon-fed shot that USC just gobbled up. They're playing man-up defense right now, too. They're anticipating the tip. They're saying, Hawaii, you got to beat us. You got to beat a hit in the back row. Serving Kamana'o, Copenhagen. Kamana'o gets it to Houston behind the 3-meter line, and Houston gets the ball down. So Hawaii back to a 2-point deficit here in this all-important 4th game. Hawaii down 2-1 in this match. Serving is Kaufman. Kaufman gets it over. Seelhammer. Carrico. The ball is put over by Geisen, saved by Houston. Coming out to Gregory, and Gregory hits it off Seelhammer. That's what Hawaii has got to start cranking up, that middle attack. And that's the kind of play that will bring this crowd back into the match. Hawaii down by 1 here in the 4th game. Kaufman will leave, and coming in is Duggins. Duggins will serve. 11 serving 12. Duggins gets it across. That ball dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico goes to Johansson. One-handed save by Houston. Coming out goes to Mason. That's off the block. Seelhammer is there. Carrico goes to the side. The ball is put over by Geisen. And a net violation called on Hawaii, called on Gregory.
Watch this dig by Jamie Houston. A little one-hander, left-handed dig by Houston to keep it alive, and it stays on her own side of the net.
Carrico could have been an out ball. Duggins to Kamanao, and then Houston able to get the ball down in front of the double block. Johansson and Geisen. Still a one-point game here in game 4. USC leading 13-12, and serving will be Mason, and Mason would love to get on a run here. Mason line drives it over. That ball dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico goes to the big number 7, Kachor. Kachor hammers it off the block and out. 14-12. USC leading by 2. Hawaii's got to stay in the neighborhood. They've got to stay close. Sealhammer to serve for Southern California. Gets it over. Duggins coming out near the net outside to Houston. And that ball is dug up by Geisen. Carrico goes to Kachor. Kachor hits it off Duggins. And all of a sudden USC has a 3-point lead halfway through this 4th game.
Notice how Carrico goes to Kachor in bunches. She seems to get 1, 2, 3 kills. Then she'll stay away from her for a while.
Serving Sealhammer into the net. Service error for Southern California. That's their 3rd of the game.
Sealhammer's 3rd.
Sealhammer's 3rd. So it is 15-13 USC. And serving will be Gregory. Gregory taps it across. Ball goes to Carrico, and the ball is hit over that time. And then Houston comes right back. Houston in that side attack, that left side hit.
And how about the play by Carrie Gregory to pick up a little tip shot? She ran all the way in. Not the greatest, most speedy runner on the floor, but she ran that one down and allowed Houston to get a good kill.
Serving is Gregory, dug up by Sealhammer. Carrico goes to Kachor, and Kachor hits that ball out. Went off the tape, rolled along the tape, and went out, and we are tied at 15. So Hawaii has made up the stagger. They have come back from a 3-point deficit, and we are even halfway through the 4th game. Serving is Gregory. That ball is dug up. They go to the center, and Kachor gets it across. Hawaii will return it. Here is Mason. Mason hits it off Carrico.
Oh, the fans are fired up. The Rainbow Wahine are fired up. Mick Haley doesn't like it.
16-15. Hawaii is able to come back 4 in a row to take the lead. Do or die game for Hawaii. The only way Hawaii can advance in the NCAA tournament is to win this 4th game and then win the 5th game and rally scoring. Sealhammer, a new Pac-10 career dig leader, 2007 previous record holder, Chrissy Zartman of UCLA. That is saying something.
Yeah, Chrissy Zartman. I thought that record would hold for a long, long time because Zartman was something very, very special.
Gregory serving. Ball is hit over by Geisen, and it went off the block, they say. Dave Shoji is up, palms upward. Can't understand the call.
I thought that was a good call. I know it was a touch. It was a small touch, but it was a touch. There you see it. It was on Sanders.
Tied at 16. Lee coming out. Here's Houston. Oh, Houston really ripped that. Houston really ripped that.
She came in with a vengeance, didn't she, on her approach? Got a nice run up. Good gather.
24 kills now for Houston. Her season high 28 this year. Serving is coming out with. Jess lollipops it over. It goes to Kachor, and Kachor hits it into the double block. And right there was Kaufman.
We said that we'd have to get production out of Kaufman there. She answers a call right there.
Hawaii all of a sudden leading by 2. Serving is coming out with. Serves it. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen, goes cross court, but there is Houston. Waiting is coming out, sets up Mason down the middle, and Mason pushes it out. That makes it 18 for Hawaii, 17 for USC.
Great chance to convert there. Hawaii had a golden opportunity to go up 3.
Serving is Kachor. Gets it over. Mason coming out, waiting, coming out, goes cross court. Here's Houston. Houston hits it off the block, and it comes right back. That ball went right off of Carrico that time. Carrico with an excellent block.
So Carrico at 5'11", not a small setting blocker. Or not a small blocking setter, I should say.
Chelsea Wilson comes in to serve, comes in for Couture. We're tied at 18 in the fourth game. Wilson gets it across. Mason to Kamanau, sets up Kaufman, goes cross court, but right there is Wilson. Copenhagen to Geisen. Mason with the save. Kamanau to Houston, that's blocked and out. Houston continues to be productive. Houston continues to play a magnificent game. And match. Hawaii back out in front, 19-18.
How about 25 kills for Houston, hitting .333. Normally she hits right around .240, so 100 points above her average. She's stepping up.
Wolford will come in to serve in Houston's place. Serves it, that ball dug up by Copenhagen. Carico goes outside to Bishop, and right there was Mason. Mason to smother it, and Hawaii gets to the second plateau. They lead 20-18, and timeout is called. Southern California, as you watch that block by Mason. Hawaii desperately trying to take it to game number 5, and oh, wouldn't that be something?
And Sarah Mason with 22 kills, 4 blocks, having one of her best performances of the year, 16 digs to boot, hitting .350. Normally, Mason normally hits around .250. She's 100 points above her average, so she and Houston really stepping up to the plate here tonight in the biggest games of their career.
Well, when you think about it, when you think about Kamana'o and Mason, and you think about Thurlby, that this could be the end of their Wahine career. They do not want to leave, one, losing their final game, but if they do, they don't want to leave thinking that there was something more I could do. And you can see that attitude now in the way they're playing. You can see it in the way Mason is playing, the way Kamana'o is playing, and when Thurlby is in there, you can see that. And carrying on for the Rainbow Wahine, Houston is playing one of those games that only she knows, only she can experience. That's very special.
It really is. And as you take a look at the kills, Houston and Mason 47, rest of the team 17. I still think these two ladies are going to need some help. But in the meantime, until they show some let up, why not keep feeding them?
Serving is Wolford, that ball dug up by Copenhagen. Carico back to Copenhagen, and that just rockets right by Wolford.
Well, that was a huge point. Great kill by Copenhagen over the block and between Wolford and Lee.
Serving will be Bishop. Bishop taps it across. Lee guides it to Kamana'o. Sets up Mason. Mason off the block that's dug up in the back row by Geisen. Ball is hit over by Couture. Back into the game. Kamana'o to Lee. Here's Kaufman. Rolls it into the back row. Advantage USC. And they will set up Copenhagen. That's off the block. Mason is there. Kamana'o short to Sanders. And Sanders hits it off Couture. Hawaii still maintains that 2-point lead, 21-19.
What a ballet-like move by Kanoe Kamana'o on a ball that was passed very tight to the net.
Serving will be Lee. Lee line drives it over and shanks off Copenhagen.
You noticed that in Reno and in Long Beach, Lee stepped up her serving game. We're seeing signs of it again.
Lee had 12 digs, 4 aces against Oregon in round 1. Serves it again. That ball is dug up by Geisen. And getting the ball over on that far side is Johansson. Johansson able to get the step out and make it work. Copenhagen serving. Mason, Kamana'o. Here's Kaufman. That's blocked back, but Lee with the save. Could have been an out ball. Goes to Mason. And Mason is blocked by Johansson.
That was a tough play. High inside set. USC set up a terrific block. And Johansson, after a step-out move, gets yet another point right here with a straight-down stuck block.
Copenhagen serving again. Mason to Kamana'o. Here's Mason. Big hit right here. And that's dug up by Seelhammer. Overpass. They joust at the net. Saved by Gregory. Waiting for it is Wolford. Pops it in the air. Lee gets it across. Now free ball for USC. And the ball is hit over by Carico. And we are tied at 22. Hawaii cannot be giving away free ball. Cannot be doing that.
Carico's really hurt Hawaii tonight in the kill department. That's their 7th kill in 13 tries.
Copenhagen serving again. The ball is saved by Wolford. And let's see. A point is called for USC to take the lead at 23-22 because of a violation with the ball in the middle of the net.
Coming out was a back row player then, and she can't go up and block it, so SC gets the point.
23-22 USC. USC 7 points away from eliminating Hawaii from the NCAA tournament and ending their season.
And Hawaii 8 points away from going to Game 5.
For Game 5. I mean, you can look at it one way, you can look at it the other. But right now, Hawaii trails by 1, and they cannot afford to get behind. They've got to keep pace. If they have to go into extra play, they have to go into extra play. But it all comes down to this. Hawaii has got to stay with USC here in the 4th game.
And Mick Haley told me before the game, he said, you know, if we should be lucky enough to get past Hawaii, we would love to play the Bruins of UCLA. We've lost to them twice this year. We don't think they can beat us 3 times in a row. Those were his prophetic words.
That's going to be a heck of a match tomorrow night if USC wins. If Hawaii comes back to win the 5th game,
it'll still
that's going to be a heck of a match tomorrow night. Yeah.
There's the Andy Banikowski, one of the gray hairs of this coaching contingent here at the Honolulu Regional. And Mick Haley at 63 with little or no hair. Andy Banikowski at age 60 with gray hair. Dave Shoji just turned 60, and I don't think he has a gray hair, does he?
I don't know.
Yeah, he hasn't aged.
Serving is Copenhagen. Dug up by Wolford. Coming out goes to Mason. Mason needs that. That ball goes off. Copenhagen in the back row. So we're tied at 23. Even in the 4th game. Hawaii trails in this match 2-1. And Kaufman will go back to serve. Jump float. Gets it in. That ball shanked, but getting the ball over is Carrico. Here's Gregory. Gregory hits that ball off Kochor. Chased down by Seelhammer. Getting the ball across is Geisen. Coming out goes to Mason. That's off the block, but Seelhammer is there. Waiting for it and hitting the ball out that time. Hitting the ball out was Carrico. Carrico thought that she had everything going her way. She hit the ball, and the Hawaii defenders just ducked underneath it. 24-23, Hawaii leading by 1 here in the 4th game, and serving will be Kaufman. That hurt. Kaufman puts it into the net. Duggins will come back.
She's normally had a pretty good little tough jump float that time. I think the adrenaline of the situation got to her.
So Duggins comes back on, replacing Kaufman. Here's Lee guiding the ball to Kamanau, cross court. Mason tries for the corner and gets it in there. Mason with good court vision. Rolling down was Carrico, and she is not getting up. She may be cramping. So concern here for Carrico. But what a terrific idea by Mason.
I think she is cramping. I think you're right, Jim.
And look at this crowd. Crowd gives her an applause for her efforts.
And her substitute is Kimmy Freeberg, who played the 03 NCAA championship game as a Pac-10 All-Frost. She's pretty good. Not a bad backup. They're actually deepest at that position.
Freeberg from Newcastle, Indiana. Serving is Mason. That ball dug up by Copenhagen. Freeberg goes outside. The ball is hit over by Kochor. Here's Houston. And getting the ball back is Seelhammer. Here's Mason. Overpass. And the ball is blocked by Gregory. Off Johansson. Huge block by Gregory. Hawaii leads by 2.
Oh my goodness. Watch Kamanau go up here and have the presence of mind to go up and block the attack. Unbelievable.
Oh, it was Kamanau instead of Gregory. Ball is hit over. That goes off the block, hit over by Kochor. Here's Houston. Houston has it blocked. And USC with the point, 26-25. Hawaii. So credit coming out. From our angle, Gregory had us blocked off. Here's coming out outside to Houston. Yes. Big point by Houston.
And Houston went right at Asha Kochor that time. That was pretty gutsy because she got stuffed by her last time. That time she went right at the seam. Couture wondered what went by me just then.
So Gregory to serve. Gregory gets it across. Steelhammer hits it in the air, chased down by Copenhagen. Getting the ball across is Geisen. Mason, Kamana'o, and a net violation called on Kamana'o, and Hawaii is complaining that USC was in the net first.
Hanoi rarely objects. She really thinks that SC was in the net first, and you rarely see her object, but certainly Hawaii passed up a great chance at a free ball there. Passed the ball too close to the net. Let's take a look at it and see if we can see. There's Kamana'o up. Yeah, she definitely did. It was a good call.
Houston hits that ball off the block and off Steelhammer, and it's 28-26. Hawaii leading by 2.
And you see the strut by Houston. She can feel it. She wants every set right now.
So Kamana'o will go back to serve. Hawaii trying to take it to a 5th game. They need 2 points. They lead by 2. Kamana'o gets it over. Steelhammer guides it to Carrico, and then Couture is blocked by Kaufman and Sanders. Aloha ball, game 4 for Hawaii.
And the Hawaii block party continues. Hawaii with 16 blocks to SC's 14.
Serving is Kamana'o. Aloha ball, game 4. She will get it in. That ball dug up by Couture. Carrico goes to Copenhagen. Copenhagen again on that shot by Mason. Here's Copenhagen off. Mason and out. 29-27.
Mason actually reached for 2 out balls, I think. And both those balls were out had she gotten out of the way. So Hawaii will have 2 good swings here for the game.
Couture goes out. Chelsea Wilson back into serve for Southern California. 27 serving 29. Dug up by Mason. Coming out, sets up Houston. That's off the block. Yes! Well, there you see it, an incredible match in the NCAA regionals, the Honolulu regionals. 30-28 USC, 30-21 Hawaii, 30-21 USC, 30-27 Hawaii, and it all comes down to rally scoring to 15, must win by 2. Now the winner will go into the finals tomorrow night in this regional, and the loser will pack it in. That's what is at stake now. Credit the Rainbow Wahine. They were up against it. Their feet were held to the fire. Their heels were on the edge of the precipice, and they survived.
Well, there were 2 times tonight when they really could have sort of rolled up the tents and folded it up. Game 1 down 10, just getting hammered, and then game number 3. Just getting ripped in game 3, got beat 30-21, but we're down much worse than that. Both those times, I think Hawaii could have just said, you know what, SC's just too big, too strong, too good for us. And instead, they dug down deep, as you said, and found a little bit more to take it to game 5. There's the SC in 5-game matches this year, 3-0, and Hawaii 3-2.
So it comes down to this. I mean, how many times can you say that? How many times can you say it's it's a roll of the dice, it's a cut of the cards?
So the key of the game in rally scoring in general for coaches, hey players, get off to a quick start. Don't dig a hole. There's not enough points to make up a deficit you might fall behind in the beginning.
So for both seasons, this is where it happens for both USC and for Hawaii. The next moments will determine the season.
It won't last very long. No more than 15 minutes.
Serving will be Mason. Underway in game 5. The ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico hit over by Dyson. That's returned by Houston. That's dug up by Copenhagen in the back row. Couture hits it, but there is Duggins, into the antenna, rather into the pedestal.
Duggan took an out ball there. That ball was way above her head, but she might have thought there was a touch on the block. That's why that ball was going out of the court easily.
Seelhammer serving for Southern California. Mason coming out with the dump shot, but there is Carrico. Seelhammer. Kochor with a little touch, and that's a point for USC. That went off Houston and then out. Already USC leading 2-0. Hawaii can't afford this. They've got to react right now. It's only to 15. Serving again is Seelhammer. Dug up by Mason. Here's Houston from Kamana'o. Hits it off Kochor. Houston with 29 kills. That's the most that she's had in a match.
Yeah, Houston and Mason with 24. Meantime, SC has 4 players in double figures.
Serving is Gregory. Seelhammer. Carrico. Outside Kochor. Dug up by Houston. Kamana'o sets up Mason. She knocks over Carrico. Seelhammer to Kochor. Gets her fist on it. There is Gregory. The ball is hit over by Houston. And we are tied at 2. Gregory in the middle with a great save that time. And Houston gets her 30th kill.
In 61 swings. She's hit a lot of balls tonight.
Gregory with the score tied at 2, serving. Carrico sets up Geisen. Geisen hit the antenna. Hawaii leads 3-2 in the 5th.
And this crowd just comes alive. They got real quiet. Notice they got quiet when Hawaii got down 2-0. As soon as Hawaii gets up, place lights up again.
Serving again is Gregory. That ball is dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico, Kochor, and that's in. Kochor. USC is going to go exclusively here in this 5th game to either Copenhagen or Kochor.
I think that's a pretty good call.
Dyson to serve for Southern California. That ball dug up by Mason. Kamana'o goes cross court. Houston, yes! Houston again off Kochor and off Bishop in that front row. 31 kills for Houston. 31. And Hawaii leading 4-3. They will play only to 15. And serving will be Kamana'o. Kochor. Carrico. There is Copenhagen. And hit over again by Houston from Mason. Mason on the assist.
Second time tonight, Jamie Houston has had the presence of mind to hit a ball on 2 over the net when it's close up there, tight to the net. Too hard for Kamana'o to set.
5 for Hawaii, 3 for Southern California. Kamana'o serving again. Gets it over. That's dug up by Copenhagen. Carrico to Kochor. And Kochor hits it out. Kochor hits it out. Mick Haley calls a timeout. Hawaii leads by 3. And this crowd explodes here in the 5th game. 6 for Hawaii, 3 for USC here in the 5th game. The 5th game. They will play to 15. You must win by 2. Sanders in the front row, along with Houston with 32 kills and Kaufman. And serving will be Kamana'o. Crowd quiets. Kamana'o serves. Kochor. Kochor goes cross court, and I don't think it got over. It went along the tape and never got over the net. Hawaii leads by 4. They will switch sides at 8. Hawaii leads 7-3.
Kochor struggling on the left right now, so they move her to the right now. We'll see if she gets a set on the right side.
Kamana'o serves. That ball is dug up by Kochor. Carrico goes to Copenhagen. That's blocked back. Copenhagen with the save. Copenhagen second try. That's off the block, but Mason is there. Waiting is Kamana'o. And let's see, did that go off the block? It did. Sanders hit, went off the block. Hawaii leads 8-3. They'll change sides. Hawaii leads by 5 here in the 5th game. Trying to fight their way into the finals against UCLA tomorrow night. They have the advantage.
Well, Dave showed he's got to be one happy camper now. He's coaching hard tonight, as is the entire coaching staff. But certainly they were not looking very good in the early part of game 1 when SC was running them right out of the gym. What a comeback by the Rainbow Wahine.
Coming out to serve. 8 serving 3. That ball dug up by Geisen. Carrico goes to Copenhagen. She hits it out. Hawaii leads by 6, 9-3 here in the 5th game. Timeout has been called by Southern California. And this crowd ready to celebrate.
And here's something that you do not want to have in rally scoring. You don't want to have a negative hitting percentage. You want to keep the ball in play and make the other team make mistakes. SC right now, 3 kills, 4 errors. 2 of them by their giant 6'4", Pachor. And that's not helping. Copenhagen, the other ace, she's got 2 errors. So SC hitting negative .077 right now, not good. Meantime, Hawaii playing high percentage volleyball, 5 kills, no errors in 8 tries, hitting .625. Now that's pretty high, and I'm not sure they'll be able to hold that the rest of the game, but certainly it's a good start for Hawaii in the first half of this game. But these last 6 points are the toughest to get, always.
You ever go to the circus and watch the high wire act? Hawaii has been...
With no net underneath?
With no net. Hawaii has been 50 feet above the street with no net all through the 4th game and all through the 5th game. And when you look at the scoreboard here, the improbability of it starts to really affect you. Is this true? Is Hawaii leading by 6 in the 5th game after all they have been through, after all the tenseness, after all of that stress that they've had to go through in the 4th game? We'll see what happens here. Hawaii leading 9-3.
I'm as bewildered as you are, especially with this great SC team, well coached. They're big, they're fast, they're fab 50ers, and they're foreigners, and they're good.
Kamanao serving. Kachor goes to Copenhagen, but there is Houston. Coming out back to Houston. Houston gets it in. Hawaii can do no wrong. Houston with 33 kills. Hawaii leading 10-3 over Southern California. Seven straight points for Hawaii here in the 5th game. Serving again is Kamanao. That ball is dug up by Geisen. And the ball is blocked back after the hit by Kachor. Sanders was there. Houston was there. 11-3. Hawaii, 8 straight points here in the 5th game.
Do you believe this?
Serving again. Serving again will be Kamanao. The ball dug up by Kachor. Outside it goes to Bishop. Saved by Seelhammer. Ball is hit over by Kaufman. Great rolling attempt by Seelhammer, but you can't get to it. Hawaii leading 12-3. 12-3. Mick Haley, he's beside himself.
Former Olympic coach. He's got 4 national championships, 2 at SC, 2 at Texas. On December 13th, he'll be inducted into the AVCA Hall of Fame as a coach.
Serving is Kamanao, dug up by Seelhammer. Carrico to Kachor. That's dug up by Lee. Kamanao goes to Houston, rolls it down the line, and gets it in. Oh, remember this. Remember this match. These 2 teams have not met in the NCAA since 1982. And Hawaii was down 2 games to none and won the national championship. Tonight they were down 2 games to 1. And they're 2 points away from the upset. Seelhammer. Ball is hit over, and a big block hit over by Copenhagen. Kaufman was there along with Sanders. It's match point. It's match point.
14 blocks by Juliana Sanders tonight. That is amazing. Ties Kerry Gregory's record from last week.
Serving, Kamanao. The ball is dug up by Kachor. Ball is hit over by Kachor and then blocked back by Bishop. It goes to Bishop again, rolls it over. Could this be it? Kamanao, Lee, Mason. That ball is popped up into the air by Carrico. And hit over by Kachor. Not yet, not yet. Hawaii leading 14-4.
Well, they've got 10 swings now to try to end this. You think they can do it?
They certainly have the advantage. They certainly have the advantage. USC must play perfect, and they've got to do it for a long period of time. Serving this Kachor, popped in the air by Mason. Here is Kamanao. Houston! That's blocked. Saved. Saved again. They got to get it across. They do. Sanders sets up Kamanao. And then Lee gets it across. And let's see. A point will be awarded to USC.
What happened was Kamanao was up at the net, touched the ball. She was a back row player. and so therefore she was an illegal blocker in front of that 3-meter line.
Couture to serve. 5-7-14. Couture serves it off the tape. There's Mason. Coming out, goes to Houston. She hits it. It's in. Hawaii is going to the finals. Remember this. Remember this.